Sanbonani Kamala Mosiposihle, and I'm back with another video. So today I'm gonna be having a very interesting topic about South Africa as a country. Most black, white, Indian, and colored South African are facing the same struggle. Maybe you've been told in the media that most white people are rich in South Africa. It's only a few exceptional white people who are rich. It just happened that most beneficiaries of apartheid are white people, but it's an elite people. If you can go around South Africa, when I go to places, I see white people being beggars everywhere. I see colored people being beggars. In fact, colored people are also having it as hard as we are having it. I think colored people, sound and look aggressive because of there are too many dissatisfaction in the colored community. There are too many rejections. There's too much. I think we need to love each other, because if we purposefully, direct to only blacks, but that's a topic for another day. But for today, it's most of the time I like to tell black people to self-determine, which is I still preach self-determining. But now I'm talking South Africa. They dream of Rainbow Nation, is the poor people that are seeing the side effects of this whole thing, because white people now, they have squatter camps, the Boers mostly. That's why they are also aggressive. They are afraid they're gonna lose their identity. It's just, as a human, it's just a mess. We are facing the same struggle. Like, we are facing the same struggle. Dissatisfaction of the government. Back in the day, it's just that the government directed most of its resources to the white people, and it had a hierarchy. If you could see Mayfair back in the day, it was a semi-suburb, it was a nice suburb. It was a suburb, in fact. If you could see places where colored used to live, were a bit better than black people, but now they are deteriorated because of the government doesn't care about the people, about anything. So I think people from outside South Africa can judge South Africa, maybe saying white people this, white people that. In fact, white people are even getting it much harder every day. If you lose it as white people, as a white person, it's hard to regain it in South Africa. I'm telling you, some of the white people are craving the lives of the black people now. Afrikaners the most. They are craving because of they know how much privilege they had, and now it's snatched off them. The worst thing is, it's not just snatched them to be given to only black people. Black people are getting those benefits because of, they hire mostly black people more than white people in jobs, in places. White people are having it harder to find a job more than a black person in South Africa. So I'm telling you, as white and blacks and colored and Indian in South Africa, we need to stay together. I'm telling you that the end goal, yes, we need to self-determine, maybe, do this and do that, grow our culture, grow our ourself, our location, where we stay as individuals. But we need to set a goal. After that, we need to set a goal too. In fact, it's gonna be hard for other people to even make it out. So in South Africa, it's very hard for everybody. You might think it's nice for white people. It's right for the exceptional, those small. If you know South Africa, you know Oguti. Everybody. Now we see white people in the streets, in the mall of black people. Not just in white areas. They even migrate, meaning it's getting dry or something for them. Why they migrating to because we have vendors, we have we have fast money, we have fast food, we have this unexpensive life, this that is affordable, that we are able to maneuver through this dissatisfaction the government is giving us. So if you don't know South Africa, maybe now you know. We are almost having the same struggle. It's just that most people who were having the struggle before the ANC took off was the black, and we are the majority, by the way. But in a pace of who's rising and who's falling, I bet Afrikaners has made less millionaires than black people in the past 30 years. Black people has made more millionaires and billionaires more than Afrikaners. So it's not easy for them. Those who have the system to run a company, to grow, to maneuver through this, they are able to do that well. But it's not easy. So all I'm saying is, when I watch people like B.I. Phakathi helping white, black, colored, Indian, poor people, my heart's just pound slow. I be like, at the end of the day, we all people, we are being used by a small minority people. In the parliament, how many people are in the cabinet, Ramaphosa? Maybe 30, maybe 50. We are those people, 50 people are directing our life, making us to hate each other. We are human. We fall to our ego, and we can be used, we can be manipulated. Remember, the apartheid government also had people who are highly qualified. They studied psychology on a highest level so that they can manipulate us in certain psychological ways. Not just us, they are people to support it, because they can't just do it on one side while their people are. So they also like people like Verwoerd are people who we're white supremacists. Not that every white, I'm saying they are benefiting from it. I will never take that away. They were benefiting from it, and yeah, that's it. Everybody, if you know less people, if if it was vice versa, we were benefiting from the poor's land, we would be quiet too. Honestly speaking, we would just be minding our business and enjoying the fruits of the apartheid while they're still harvesting. But that's what the government need, to separate us so they can divide us. So they can divide us and conquer us as individual. So don't think if as a white person they give you this certain place in a hierarchy, you're not playing a role in the system that's wanna oppress us. They want us to envy you, and you allowing that. As a colored, when they are putting you above black people, they want you to look down on a black person. That there's nothing different from a colored person and a black person and an Indian person and a white person. If we are in the same country, we are having the same struggle and the same government and the same enemy that make us think we are the enemies of each other. If you could chill at a place, I've talked with most white people when maybe we in a store, we buying food, we meet in a way. Maybe I was going my way. We talk. It's nice, when I meet with a colored person at the shop, maybe he's working or he's just passing, and we wanting the same thing at the store. We talk. So how come we have few people that gonna make us think that as a colored person, yeah, when we were talking you didn't saw me as a person that we were talking about this drink or whatever that's happening and the weather, you know you so you didn't saw me as that. So how come when the government do the certain things, because they control the bureaucracy, they use psychology. Let me tell you about psychology. I've listened to that lady. I've once listened to the thing where a lady says the shops that are written in red, yellow, satanism. She said, I don't care, I don't know about that. But what I've studied in when it comes to science, these colors are manipulative. That's why all these big stores, all these food stores use yellow and red. All these food stores use yellow and red. It's either yellow and red, certain colors are used for certain brands. They know it is it's purposefully. Remember, the mind, you think the CIA, you think the intelligence of South Africa, you think the intelligence of Israel can get this far without studying the human mind. Remember, the CIA is working internationally to keep its interest. If the apartheid is keeping the CIA interest. So to me, it's very important for us to stay together. Pan-Africanism is okay, to make us people as black people to get to that standard because of we've been at the loss. It's like a spirit for us black people to rebuild so we can be on the same level economically and socially, so that we can remove the stain that has been put upon us by the Europeans, because we have a stain that Africa is a dirty country, is a stinky country, is a shithole, corrupt leaders. It's we are manifested by by the intelligence of the European and the Americans. So that's what I say we need to be aware of as black and white and Indian and colors. That's here in South Africa. We are South African. We are not black. We are not white. We are not Indian. We are not colored because we share. Once when you're looking at the above, when you're looking at these people who are above, like the politics, these rich politicians, the monopoly, these with these white capitalists that take the economy, these people who benefited from apartheid and have the grip in the economy, those few people will make you hate white people. Those few racist boers that those farmers, those are races that a few will make you hate boers. But there are many good boers. When these headlines are going that this boer has feed the woman to the pigs, it also creates an outrage between the boers and the white and the black people. And it's there are too many black boers who have taught. If you can watch documentaries and start going through, many black farmers have been working with the boers who had experience working hand to hand to build sustainable farms. There's a video that I've said that if a poor person loves you, they will love you. If they hate you, they will hate you. What I think some boers hate about people is that entitlement to be given. That entitlement. That's the thing they hate, that we need to be given this. We need to be learning a lot from these people. Not these people, our people. I think we need to be learning a lot from each other. There's a lot that what people and white people don't have that we have as black people. There's a lot that we don't have that they have. There's a lot colored people have that we don't have. There's a lot that Indian have that we don't have. Why don't we make this country a very beautiful country, a very diverse country? Because we are diverse. If black people are coming, they will be welcome because there are black people like them. That's why we need the structure. We need a structure so that if our black brothers are coming into South Africa legally, they are accepted. If they come as foreigners, or they come as investors, or as visitors, they visit and also get the culture that is closer to them, which is the African, which is the black South African, which is Zulu, Xhosa, and everything. If white people are coming over here, they would meet the South African, like the Zulus and what, and also meet the other Europeans like them, and the Boers, and also the colors, the Indians. They can also attract investors from Europe, then same with Indian people. They can accumulate their Indian people. The country can be friendly also the Indian people to be here, to be welcomed, to participate in their culture. Very good. And also integrate with our culture like we are doing. I think us as people, not black and white and green and not the shade of color, we could do this South Africa Dubai is nothing. We could do it in 5 years to 10 years. The investors that could flood in South Africa, if we could stop listening to these politicians and start holding it at each other together like this, the crime will go down like this. Help our colored community. Don't look them like a cancer. Like colored people are so into number gang, and black people are so into laziness. White people are so into arrogance. Indian people are so into greediness and their own sake and their own racist thing. We could stop looking each other like that. We could start looking each other in the face as South African. That's my South African brother. That's my South African sister. We can build this country together, not only for us, for our kids. At the end of the day, our kids will be going to the same schools. Our kids, we can do so much together. We can do so much. We wouldn't have to be fighting for the Bella Bill like we are separated. We could have just sit down and integrate the colored as much as we integrate the black. Integrate man the Boers. Because I think as South African it's important to include them in everything we do. If we are saying we are, unless we're saying we are chasing them out, then let's be blunt and say get the fuck out. We have two options. If we are building this nation, we build it on love, on good, on good energy,